YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It is I, TevinElChopo, friends call me Chop, and we're back with another review. This time, we're talking about Benny the Butcher's new album, Everybody Can't Go. Benny the Butcher is a Buffalo rapper, part of the Griselda Collective, with him, Conway the Machine, Westside Gunn, and others, so many others at this point. This is Benny's first album since his last project, Tana Talk 4, that came out in 2022. That was an album that I actually really enjoyed a lot, one of my favorite albums to come out in 2022. And also just overall, I've been a fan of not only just him, but Griselda as a collective. A lot of, cocaine rap, but it's definitely more high class, more high end, and everyone in the crew, everyone on the label has its own style, I guess I would say style. You have Westside, who's more of a artsy, experimental type hip hop. Then you have Conway the Machine, who is more the lyrical side of things, more introspective on his life and things of that nature. And then you have Benny, which is quite frankly the mainstream one out the group, right? Obviously, I'm not going to include people like Boldy James or, any of the other people who are currently signed to Griselda. I'm just talking mainly of the core three acts. Benny is considered to be more of the mainstream artist out of the three. Now, when I say mainstream, it doesn't necessarily mean that he is full-blown mainstream or anything like that. It just means that his albums, his projects, his singles are a lot more appealing to the mass audience than someone like a Westside Gunn or Conway per se. Doesn't take away from any of the quality of his projects or anything like that, but just saying that he's the most accessible artist on the label as of yet. So coming into this album, I definitely was excited to hear more Benny the Butcher, especially with him signing to Def Jam, which could lead to opening up the budget, more opportunities for a diverse range of features, more production styles, things of that nature, right? And while the album does try to do some of those things, I don't necessarily find it to be too far away from what Benny has already been doing. And at the same time, while this isn't my absolute favorite Benny the Butcher project, I definitely enjoyed many tracks off of this record. The record starts off with Jermaine's Graduation, where he gives insights into just the whole concept of everybody can go. Meaning everyone can't be successful, everyone can't be in the position that you're in, everyone can't be taken with you once you're in a position of success either. And a lot of those things kind of reign true not only in this first song, but throughout the entire album as a whole. So I think that the song itself, I like the production, it's really smooth, it's really laid back, and Benny does his thing for sure. So it was a great way to start that album, definitely. The next song, Braun, definitely takes the tempo up a notch. The production is a lot more bombastic. I do find that Benny's delivery on this track is very, very dope. It's one of my favorite songs off the project, and definitely enjoy coming back to it multiple times as well. Kind of just, comparing himself to LeBron James and stuff like that. So it was definitely a dope track. Same with the song Big Dog featuring Lil Wayne. Definitely my favorite song off the album for sure. I would definitely say that even I've been highly critical of Lil Wayne in this later half of his career, but I will say that his feature on here was definitely dope. He definitely came and he delivered, and so did Benny as well with 2 verses. Then there's the title track, Everybody Can't Go, featuring Kyle Banks on the hook. I think that Kyle Banks, I don't necessarily know much about him and his music. I think he did an okay job on the hook. I don't even necessarily think that the hook needed an artist of that caliber or even any other artist really on it personally, but it's fine. I think the production on this song is also glamorous as well. Benny does his thing too. It's a solid, again, reference to Everybody Can Go and just how, everybody's not going to make it, a recurring theme that is going throughout the entire album. So the next song is Trust More Valuable Than Love. Benny gets on the track and he talks about various stories, street stories, about how people get caught up in their loving situations, whether it be a friend or a significant other, just telling multiple stories across 3 different verses. I think that is definitely interesting. The beat is very dark and sinister, kind of giving the point of, just trust is more valuable than love, obviously. And I think it was a solid track overall. Back Again with Snoop Dogg is the next record. I think that it's fine. My biggest issue with this song is the talking at the very end. I don't necessarily know why we needed Snoop Dogg talking as long as he was talking on this record, because he didn't rap at all. I think he did the hook, but he didn't put a verse or anything like that. But the song is like significantly longer just off the strength of Snoop coming at the end and talking about, how he helped Benny the Butcher get his deal with Def Jam and everything like that, which is fine, but I don't need it on a song, and I definitely don't need to hear it for a minute and some change at that. It's okay. It's fine. I think that it would have been better if we had cut that last part out of it, but it is what it is. Then you got One Foot In with Stove God Cooks. I think Stove God kills it every single time. Stove God, if you listen, I need you to drop an album, my boy. I need you to quit playing. Go ahead and drop a project. But yeah, definitely a solid look. The production was there. Benny did his thing. Stove God cooked as well. And definitely just talking about, you know, having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So he's 1 foot in the dope game, 1 foot out of it, 1 foot in the rap game. You get it. Buffalo Kitchen Club with Armani Caesar is the next track. I think Armani does her thing as well. I think the production is probably the most interesting thing here for me personally. Benny was fine. Armani, like I said, was fine. But I think that the production is what takes it to a different level for me, you know? So it was definitely a solid track across the board. Definitely another highlight for me as well. The next song would be Pillow Talk and Slander. Now, I think that this song would have been better without the feature of Babyface Ray. He just stands out. You know, when you have Benny the Butcher and Jadakiss of all people, I don't understand why he needed to be there. So that kind of bogs it down. And then his verse is right in the middle before you get to Jadakiss. So it's like, I don't know the thinking behind some of the placement on some of these features throughout the album. I don't particularly care for Babyface Ray's music. I don't have anything against him either. I'm just not particularly a fan. But it definitely didn't resonate on this song for sure. But I will say that Benny did his thing, and Jadakiss, of course, also did his thing as well. So there's that. How to Rap is the next song. Now, I do think that this song is perfectly fine. It's not really something that I would write home about or anything like that. It's enjoyable for the moment. Benny talks about, you know, the ways to get into the rap industry and things of that nature. It's fine. It's okay. It lives. It's whatever. Then you had Griselda Express, which is pretty much a posse cut of, you know, just many different people from Griselda, such as Conway, Westside Gun, Rick Hyde. Rick Hyde was on here, right? So yeah, I think the song is okay. I think that overall, with the many features that Conway, Benny, and Westside have just done together, that this doesn't particularly stand out any real type of way. I think there's so many other songs that they all do together that are way better than this. John Woo Flick is one that comes to mind instantly. But I mean, it's okay. It's not something that I would think about when I think of all the features that they do together. It kind of just exists for me. And then the last song, Big Timers featuring Peasy, is another one that I'm just kind of like, it's okay. I definitely think that Griselda Express should have been the last song on the album. I'm not quite sure sonically why that wouldn't be a last song per se. But I definitely think that Big Timers doesn't work as a last song at all. It kind of just feels like a, you know, like a whimper by the time you get to that point in the album, right? And PC's feature isn't necessarily bad, but it's very not interesting for me. You know, I just find the song itself overall not interesting compared to all the other things that have happened up to that point. I think he could have left this one off the album for sure. But, you know, what do I know? So overall, I did enjoy this project. Now, I didn't necessarily enjoy it as much as Ten Talk 4, and I can't necessarily say that I enjoyed it more than even Westside's last project or even Conway's last project when I start thinking of some of the other Griselda albums that I've heard recently. But it's perfectly fine. You know, it definitely gives more of a Burden of Proof vibe when Benny did that album many years ago with its glossier production, its more higher end features and everything like that. But overall, it's still a pretty solid record. If you're a fan of Benny the Butcher, you can definitely get something out of this. If you have never heard of Benny's music, I would say give it a shot anyway. So if I had to give it a rating overall, I would probably give it a 3.5 flames out of 5. Yeah, 3.5 flames for sure. It was solid. I've come back to it a few times for sure. I'm still excited to hear more music from Benny and more music from Griselda overall, you know what I'm saying? And Stove God, again, if you listening, I need you to drop an album. Go ahead and do that, my guy. Thank you. But hey, these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think of this album in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more videos like it. I will see y'all next time. My name TevinElChopo, and I'm about to go. Peace.